Hello everyone and welcome to another draft of Wilds of Eldraine with a pretty nice first pack. I'm gonna take Ashiok for sure. I do have a playset of those, but that's not even relevant here because it's going to be the first pick. This is the only Planeswalker in this set. And it is good in limited. I don't know about its constructed usefulness. It's probably a little bit too expensive and low impact for that, but who cares about that when we are now drafting. So the other good options here are Greta. Of course, kind of locks you to, well, it doesn't lock, but it's kind of, you want to be black-green if you have this in your deck. Ceramont is good, Feed the Cauldron is okay. Yeah, let's take this, and it's a mono black card, so I can be anything that has black in the deck. It's not exactly splashable because of the double caster mana requirement, but hopefully I can be black. Now, this is a weak pack here for sure. Kind of miserable, because none of these cards is that great for a second pink in a draft. Now, I'm not saying this pack doesn't have good cards. For example, Naughties is really good in blue-black. If I knew I'm gonna be blue-black, I would be taking this and would be happy. This is decent in black-red. Problem is that these are pretty unexciting cards if I don't end up in those specific archetypes. Edgeball in is actually the kind of most flexible pick in here. The rare isn't that great. You could take a Prophetic Prism, but I would like the in more than that. Okay, I'll take the Battle Naughty now. I like the in. I think the in was my second choice there, but Battle Naughty is still playable also in non-blue-black decks. You might even get some other black fairies for the lifelink thing. And a 2 mana 1/3 blocker is fine as a 2-drop, and the fact this has flying, and you can even late in the game pump its damage output is enough upside to still pick it. Even though I'm not sure if I'm gonna be blue-black specifically, where the card kind of shines. Vermin is the on-color pick, which would be fine. There's also Curse of the Werewolf, Root of the Fawn. I don't even know which I would want to have. I guess the 2-drop would be slightly better. There's a Frolicking Familiar, but I think I'm taking the on-color card. Let's try to cut maybe black somehow. It'll be at least open in pack 2. If it's not open in pack 1, I really want to be able to play Ashiok. It is a really high impact card that if you can, play it in a situation where you are not really hanging into ropes, you are probably gonna win quite easily with this card. Alright, here we have a Feral Encounter. The on-color options are these 4 mana cards, but I do think the Feral Encounter is good enough to pick up now. Also, maybe it's just some kind of a sign that green is open, but let's take it for now. Tanglespan Lookout. Alright, well, and the Root Rider Fawn. Yeah, these are the green options, of course, but there's a Spiteful Hexmage, and it's just very hard to go wrong with this thing. Whether you play it on turn 1 or later turn. It's just an efficient card, because you usually can deal with the Cursed Troll token in one way or the other. One being you just give it like a rat token, and of course you can bargain it. You can add other troll tokens to this thing. This is just 2 mana efficient. Even if I'm black-green, I think I would take the Hexmage over those two cards that are green. Okay, well, I'm taking the Feed the Cauldron here for sure. There's not really much. Nothing is gonna be a better option than that in this particular pack. Okay, the best card by far here is the Sharai. Now, I don't necessarily want to be splashing that, but I could be blue-black or black-white and then splashing it. But I could just take this thing, or even the Grim Surge. It has bargain, which is good with the Hexmage. I really don't think this 2 mana 2/2 is that interesting. I'll take the Grim Surge instead. The other option would be to take this in case I end up having the kind of mana base that can play the card, but I think I'll just take the Grim Surge. It's totally fine. Okay, then there's a Tattered Ratter, and there's also a Thunderous Debut. Now, if I was black-green, this could be played if I got those Root Rider Fawns, which I know I passed 2 of them unknowingly. This is quite nice if you actually, can get to 8 mana with some kind of regularity. This is, of course, gonna be good if I end up red-black. I have the Vermin to synergize with it as well, but I think I'm gonna try this thing. It's likely not gonna happen, but who knows? Tempest Heart. Witch Stalker. I don't think in black-green I care about the Witch Stalker. Now, it is a 2-drop, of course, buying some time, but I think I'll try this if I'm gonna be green-black. Candy Trail over stuff I don't really care about. And here we have... Oh, green is still open here. I'll take the Curse for sure. And don't quite get the Fawns this late, but that's understandable. Coral Smith would be fine if I... Okay, fine, let's take the Titanic Road. I think I won't be blue here. I'm gonna put this in the sideboard. I don't think it's a card I'm that interested in. Okay, look at this. Greta, Sweet Tooth Scourge. I did pass one of these. Pack one, of course, I took a better card. The Ashiok over it. But I'm happy to have it now when it looks like I'm going to be black-green. The other options are Totem Tons if I was, leaning towards black-red instead, but I'm not. Shatter the Oath and the Stingblade Assassin, that of course are nowhere near good enough to be picked over this thing. And this is already fairly likely that black-green will be my final colors, but I don't know about the debut yet. I need multiple ways to get extra mana in order to be able to play this specific card. But I'll leave it here until it's clear I either have to cut it or just, maybe I find ways to the mana producers to actually keep it in the deck. Now, Lord Skitter's Butcher is quite good, but I actually like the Baron Naughty too here. Look at the 3-drops I have here. I mean, not all of them are creatures, but they are still cards I wouldn't mind playing on turn 3. And I have one Baron Naughty already. I think I'm gonna take another one. This is the better card. Pack one, pick one. This is always gonna be the pick over the Baron Naughty. But based on what I'm having here, the mana curve and that kind of stuff will become a consideration at some point in a draft. And here I'm gonna take it in Naughty over the Oath thing here. What's this? I don't actually recall seeing this mythic rare. What's this? You may cast it. You can just... this is the blue rat. Yeah, you can make your opponent's creatures smaller. It's not actually very good. Not the greatest card, but I mean, it would be maybe funny to play with it if I was blue, but of course I'm not, so let's forget about that. The 2 cards for my deck that are clearly better than anything else in this pack are the Utopia Sprawl and the Candy Grabble, and out of those I do choose the removal for sure. I don't really have a lot of removal, and it's also, bargain for this Spiteful Hexmage and for this Spiteful Hexmage. Pretty sweet. I'm gonna take another one of those. This is slightly better in red-black, where you can have a lot more of these 1/1 rat tokens. You can give the Cursed Roll token kind of for free to one of those tokens, but of course I'll still take this, try to get some bargain stuff, and stuff like the Ferocious Werefox to knock off the Cursed Roll token away from this Hexmage. Grand Squall thing. Okay, Baron Naughty number 3. I'm gonna take this Baron Naughties. I wouldn't mind if all my 2-drops are Baron Naughties. I don't expect to get a lot of more of these, but who knows? Maybe pack 3 still has 3 of them. Return from the Wilds would be something that enables the debut, but I think it starts to be pretty clear I'm not playing this card, so let's forget about that and just take this. I don't have a lot of green, but it's enough to maybe still play that color, and I don't really have any other color cards here either. Trojan is nice if I was having access to blue, but I don't. How about the Tracker? It's actually decent blocker, but do I need a decent blocker? Don't think I care about this Sugar Rush. I think another Candy Trail might be better. Just dig into the Ashiok here. Or was there a bargain spell? I actually have to, with 2 Hex Mages I want to have things that add roll tokens or bargain away stuff. Here I can just take the Scavenger though. The food token will be nice because the Greta, of course, get some additional benefit from food tokens. So let's take that. How many Trojans are being passed in here? A lot. What the? I would be happy to take the Beanstalk Worm here, but I'm not gonna pass another Greta here. That's pretty nice. It was pick 8, the last pack from this pack 2 that I'm gonna see. Alright, and the Shatter the Oath came back. I can easily take another 5 mana card here. My mana curve is actually quite fine. I still wouldn't mind having extra 2 drops, but I have one entire pack still left. Okay, let's take the Tracker. It's a better sideboard card than this. I don't think I like the main deck. Okay, no one is taking these Trojans. I have one Bloodline, but then again, I'm not playing these cards, so whatever. Let's take the uncommon. Couple more cards from this pack then. Okay, should be coming. Leaping Ambush, fine trick, usually out of sideboard rather than main decking it. Give me something good, and there is something good. There's a Candy Grapple, nice. Another way to eat this roll token away. Of course, the 3 Blind Mice is, I think, quite nice card, but I'm not going to splash it, especially when I have the Candy Grapple here. And there's still the Feed the Cauldron, Beanstalk Worm, and the Witch, which I wouldn't mind having. Which, you know, could come back to me at pick 9. Okay. There's hatching plans, but even though I have some bargain spells, I don't actually plan on splashing that. The interesting thing here is that the fairy fencing is... I have 3 fairies in the deck. I don't think I have more than that, no. Now, it's not useless when you don't have a fairy, but it's of course amazing if you do. The question is it going to be better than something like a Monstrosity, Fell Horseman, Feed the Cauldron? There's no green card of interest in this pack. Mana Curve. Could have a 4-drop actually, but I don't think I'm gonna take the Fell Horseman. This 2-drop is maybe still better. I have quite a bunch of removal already, so let's take a Monstrosity to make sure I can curve out nicely. Alright. I'm not a rat tech, so the Twisted Sewer Witch is like a little bit unexciting. Stab Wound though is really good, but what I'm also quite interested in is the Hamlet Glutton. I mean, double Candy Trap, Grapple, 1 Feed the Cauldron, 1 Shatter the Oath, there's a Feral Encounter, there's a Curse of the Werewolf. That's a bunch of ways to, you know, destroy creatures, and I have only 11 creatures, and this is... I have many ways to, you know, eat something for the bargain thing, and this is a really premium green common, so I think I'll take it over the Stab Wound, as crazy as it maybe sounds. But I think that's the pick for this deck that I'm currently drafting. I don't need another Grim Search. This is not for this deck. I have maybe a few instant spells as I do, but I'd actually just prefer the Beanstalk Worm here. This is a double caster, so not exactly splashable, but this is of course a very strong card for someone who might be drafting blue. But I'm happy with the Beanstalk Worm. And okay, the spells gone common. Yeah, I think I'll take it. I don't care about the Wicked Visitor. I have 1, 2, 3. This is also a fairy, by the way, so works with the Battle Notice. So was the previous pack's 2/2 flyer, but I like this more because of the, you know, the discard effect. Yeah, it's gonna be this one, sure. I wouldn't mind having some 2-drops, but I wouldn't mind having another fairy here for the Battle Notice, and this is just a good card in any black deck, so let's take it. And what else do we have here? Crystal Grotto, Soul Guide Lantern. I have enough playables, so I don't need to take random 1-mana cantrips. I think the Crystal Grotto could be played. Maybe it helps cast the Feral Encounter. Well, let's take it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it. I do have some off-color adventures, so I think I will be playing it. I take the Monstrosity now over the Beanstalk Worm. I have enough expensive things. I want to have good 2-drops. Plus, with 2 Kretas, anything that creates food is gonna be nice. Alright, I still get the option to take another Beanstalk Worm. Now, that starts to be a little bit too much expensive stuff, but I'm thinking about sideboard considerations. I think I'm gonna be more interested in the Beanstalk Worm than the 3 Bowls of Porridge, given the number of removal spells I have that can deal with small creatures. Sugar Rush, Toadstool Admirer. Well, I'm not playing any of that, so let's take the trick. I have already one Titanic Growth. I'm not gonna play two, so I'll take the uncommon because none of these will be played in this deck. Another Grim Search. Well, I'm not gonna main deck two, probably, but I could see sideboarding it in. Well, I guess I got another Titanic Growth. I have one in the deck. Maybe I will. I guess I don't have a space for it, but we'll see very soon. Right, 28 cards. Of course, I do have here some, a bunch of cards I can cut. Total number of fairies is 5, so for each of these battle notices, I have 4 other fairies. And with the double monstrosity candy crabbles, I have enough 2 mana plays. Also, I have these 1 mana plays available. How many bargain effects that was? 4. Yeah. How many roll tokens other than the Hexmates? Only 2. So yeah, maybe this isn't gonna be the greatest card in this deck. I can make the Dream Thief. I can give it for free. Or to the Dream Thief, I can give it for free to the Rat token. Yeah, other than that, I don't really necessarily. Oh, this might be a 1/1 1/1 at some point. I mean that will stay as a 1/1. Anyhow, 28 cards. How many am I gonna play in this deck? I have no mana producers, so I think 17 lands seems like the reasonable thing. I also have 1 card draw spell. I will main deck 1 Grim Search. I'm not gonna main deck 2 because it's quite, nasty against aggressive decks. You don't really want to use 3 mana effects that don't affect the board and also make you lose 2 life. But I have a couple of these trackers against aggressive decks. The question is, do I want to play the Beanstalk Worm as 2 copies? This is basically 5 mana cards, because this is gonna cost at least 5, some of them 7. How about the Tempest Heart? I feel like I'm cutting 1 Beanstalk Worm, 1 Candy Trail, the Titanic Growth for sure. That's where it starts. No, the thing I like about the Tempest Heart is that it's just a on curve play on turn 4, but since I have basically 1 way to make blue mana from the Crystal Grotto, I don't have any treasure or any other effect that allows me to make blue mana, so this is gonna be a 4 mana 3/4 trample, which maybe can find some counter at some point. Because I think I'm gonna play these 5+ mana cards, these 4 cards that cost at least 5. But I guess I could see cutting the Tempest Heart. Yeah, it's not like optimal for mana curve, but it's maybe also not that great. I have only 7 green cards. Black was definitely open, but I got some candy crabbles and some other decent stuff later. Now, the final question is, am I going to cut 1 more card? I want to play the Hollow Scavenger with double Greta. That makes, I think, a lot of sense. I like the Vermin just as a all around decent card, and also it gives me 1 out for the Hexmage's Cursed Roll token with the Rat token. So I guess the final question is, am I going to play a Candy Trail or 17 lands? Because I think it's gonna be one or the other. I won't be cutting anything else from the main deck. So 16 lands plus Candy Trail. Now this has the Scry too. It's almost like a land, and it allows me to dig a bit deeper into the good stuff in the deck. So I could see playing 16 lands and the Candy Trail instead of 17 lands. Okay, let's do that decision, I suppose. It's quite easy to just play with 1 mana at some point. If it was like a 2 mana to play, and yeah, then it would be a little bit different, but it's easier to find 1 mana somewhere. And Scry 2 is good enough that it's worth it, even if you don't get to crack it anytime soon. Yeah, that's the deck. I'm gonna play the Grotto because I have the Coven. It's the only card that might care about producing other colors. But yeah, it makes sense. Other lands are... I have so many black cards, couple of black double casters. I do have a green double caster here, also here, but maybe it's not so relevant for such an expensive spell. So I could see doing this, just because, you know, of the kind of disparity here. There's 18 black and 7 green cards, so with this forest plus the grotto, I should be able to use the encounter early enough. And usually you want to actually use this late whenever that's, you know, when you can afford to wait a bit with it. Yeah. This is fine. Okay, that is the main deck. Bunch of sideboard options. I don't know how useful they will be, but maybe there is some that I will end up siding in. Okay, that is totally fine. Can get the food here. Have the grapple and the minstrosity here. Okay, the minstrosity isn't the greatest blocker or the spear guard, but yeah, they have another one. No second land though. And the Dream Thief is a decent blocker on those things. I'm still playing these first. Wow, they started with 1 land. Are they gonna find another one? No, okay. Then again, I didn't draw another land either, but I started at least with 2. Well, not like the Candy Grabble is gonna be useful against them, but this is gonna give me a surveil, so any non-land is gonna go away, even if it's an Ashok. That's just how it goes. You don't keep a 5 mana card, even if it's a bomb rare. Yeah, I think I... Well, no. I mean, I'm taking 2 per turn. It's fine. Because I can actually win this race. Especially now that I drew a land number 3. Yeah. Because blocking is not so great when they, you know, they still have their rat token left. They kept a weird hand, but I guess... Okay, now they finally got... they must have a handful of 2 mana spells, because that's the reason to keep a 1-lander if they have 2 of these hasters, and then, you know, a lot of cards to play if they find that 1 extra land. But they missed a lot of land drops. I missed it once as well, but the board state favors me for sure. Okay, there's the scoundrel giving the wicked token, or, you know, it could be a treasure token as well. Okay, so this seems like it is gonna be the... I mean, they wouldn't make this attack if they don't have a trick. And I think it's the first strike trick. So I'm gonna actually just not block here and go for the race. The first strike trick is too nasty because they get to kill my scavenger. I can now deal 7 to them, and I only took 3. Okay, that's fine. I can... Because this is a 2-turn clock now. They maybe need to leave someone to block the monstrosity. I can now do so that I'm gonna play the Candy Trail. I'm not gonna use the Grim Search. I'm gonna play this Scry 2 and he'll have mana up for the Candy Grabble. They can't really keep the race going. Greta is good. Is the 4th land gonna be better or worse? Which one do I want to draw? Both will go to top of the deck. The 4th land allows me to play the spells gone common. I think I don't need the Greta immediately, so I'll just draw the forest here. I can of course not use the Candy Grabble and just, you know, crack the Candy Trail. But let's see what happens. I'm a bit surprised they didn't leave a blocker for the monstrosity. They traded 1 damage for 3 with this board state. Okay, that's something worth candy grappling, but now they could also have the white trick that gives +2/+2, so am I supposed to... Well, let's see what they do first. Because if I'm gonna -3/-3 the Godric and they give it +2/+2, it's horrible. So I might have to bargain just to be sure, because I can eat this food. Yeah. It's too risky if they have +2/+2. They would even gain lifelink for it, because that's the white 1 mana +2/+2 if you bargain it. Well, I guess they can't bargain it though, yeah. Because they would have to use the treasure to cast it, and then they have nothing else to sacrifice. Now I do realize that there's a chance I just win on the next turn by killing one of the spear guards and then using the feed the cauldron to the other one. But what if they have torch the tower? Then I will lose. And I think I can afford playing around things here, so I'm going to do it. I'm gonna candy grapple by bargaining here, eating this food token. So now it should be dead no matter what they can do with 1 mana. And I'm only gonna drop down to 9. Unless this is like a royal treatment out of nowhere, a green trick there. Which it, could be. They have a treasure. So now what I can do is I can just attack with everything. I don't mind if they block the monstrosity necessarily, because that means they can't double block the scavenger in that case. And I suspect they have the trick then of some kind, and I can of course use a feed the cauldron to kind of counter that trick. Okay, they have a cheeky house mouse. They did that instead. So, well, this changes things. I guess I'm gonna be more on the defensive now. I'm gonna play the Coven. Yeah, now I don't want to attack with the monstrosity, because the hollow scavenger, yes, I know I can sack the candy trail. But I would rather sack it to draw a card and gain 3 life. So I guess there's not really too much of a rush. I can have 3 blockers here. I can block the house mouse with the monstrosity, and these other 2 can block the spear guard. Okay, there was a armory mice. I have now 2 turn clock in the air. All I have to do is survive. And this is the spot where I will be playing into their tricks. At least they have to use them. Okay, return triumphant on that. Alright. That is nasty. But it is a 3 mana spell which I will be able to destroy. So I'm gonna have to take some damage here. So they still have like a torch the tower possibility with the 1 red mana. But I suspect it's gonna be the first strike. +1/+0 first strike is cry 1. So I'm going to kill this thing. On the next turn I actually have I could even leave the Fairy Dream Thief to block here. Because on the next turn I can play the Greta and sack food and make this deal 3. Because I can make them go to 3 by just attacking with the Coven and nothing else. And then then I can play this and I have the mana to use the green ability here to give this a counter. I think that's the safer way to do this thing. I'm at 5. I would really like to know if I have a land here, because if I could crack this to draw a land and still have mana for the you know, the feature cauldron, that would be so nice. But if I draw a spell from there, it's gonna be horrible. Okay, this is my plan. I'm gonna just attack with the Coven, and I try to win with the Coven on the next turn. And I'm gonna use the Feed the Cauldron now, I believe. I'm gonna get the food token. Now this is also food, so I can, and this comes with a food token, so maybe the food token isn't that important. I don't think there's a red or white card that makes this fail. No protection, no hexproof effects. Oh, there is one though. Yeah, there's the 3 mana spell that gives indestructible. That's the modal spell that kills a creature with, is it power or toughness 4 or more, or it gives indestructible and +1/+0. So I mean, I have to do this. I won't be playing into that. I have to do it like this. Also, the good news is here that if they, you know, force me to block with a Dream Thief, they might, you know, they don't know that this is lethal alone. This spell's gone Coven with Greta is gonna be lethal by itself. So I'm gonna, of course, block with every creature I have here now. And I hope they don't have like a combination of a power enhancing trick and the double strike adventure spell, because that's the way how they can deal 4 extra damage with even just a 1 power creature. Or I guess they can have 2 power enhancing tricks, which is also possible with the mana they have available. 1 mana +2/+2, and then, you know, like the adventure spell that gives +2/+1. But they of course need to have some specifics here. But if I had, you know, one extra land here, I could just crack a food to gain 3. That would be all the difference, of course. But I can't do that now. So I can still lose. I guess if they are thinking for that long, it might be safe for me. So if they block with everything, I have easy blocks. Scavenger goes to eat the 1/1. Minstrosity eats the house here. Mouse house. Mouse. Alright, so here we go. Here, here, and here. That's how it goes, and if you have the victory, then you have the victory. Something that gives trample or monster token. Yeah, that could be the red uncommon +2/+0 and the monster token. I can make the scavenger into a 5/4, so if they have the first strike trick, they can't kill the scavenger. This becomes a 4 toughness creature. I can eat the food there. Now, of course, if they don't have a winning trick here, they do need to have a blocker for the scavenger here. But as long as they don't have removal for the Coven here, okay, they pass for damage. I go down to 4. So the good news is if they like tap out for a blocker, this Coven will win. Okay, that wasn't a tapped out. So there's still a chance if they have a Torch the Tower, but I don't think they have a Torch the Tower. There's a land. Let's do that and scry into another. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's take the land, but this should be over now, right? I mean, yep, this plan worked. I don't know what they had. They didn't have the first strike trick because they had priority passes there. Could it have been a bluff attack earlier? I don't know, but Main idea is that I managed to win, but the opponent got very close despite them, missing the second land drop at least twice. They did have a couple of these hasters though, and I missed my third land drop once. All right, defensive card. First of all, the Roban's Grim Search. Bye bye. Second, I like the Naughties here because they might even gain me some life, but I think I'm gonna play a tracker and probably another. Not that they're gonna necessarily gain me a lot of food, but the 2-4 stats are gonna be quite decent. And I'm gonna still play it over the Tempest Heart because while this has bigger stats, I actually prefer getting those food tokens than extra counters if I do have a 5 mana play available as well. Now, is there something that is just bad? The Vermin isn't the greatest in this matchup, so I'm actually gonna cut the Vermin and just play another tracker. 2-4s. They are good enough against white red. And I still have enough green mana here for this. Leaping Ambush though. Well, could be usable, but I also don't think I wanna cut any more cards, so unless the Beanstalk Worm is bad. It might be. I'm actually gonna cut the 5-4 and I'm gonna play a Leaping Ambush. This still leaves me with 15 creatures, that's enough. Okay. Okay, one lander. With the Scry 2, how about my 2-drops? And I haven't even Ashiok this. I'm gonna keep it because I'm on the draw. I draw an extra card and I get to Scry 2. I would need to be unlucky to not to actually miss my second land drop here, and it doesn't matter even if it's just a swamp. Okay, I'm going to go with the double battle notice here. I'm gonna miss my land drop number 3 unless I'm gonna crack this on turn 3, but and hope to draw a land, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I just play another battle naughty here. Yeah, block here for sure. Okay, they have the +2/+2, don't they? No. Oh, they have of course priorities always because of this Gingerbrute. Now I'm still just. No, they did it again. They missed their land drop as well. So I'm in a position to raise. But I'm gonna still play the Baron Naughty because now if they want to attack with the Gingerbrute, they will have to enable its ability. So I'm more interested in winning the long game. I think I'm gonna Candy Crabble now because of course I have the Ashiok here. So if I can just survive, I'm going to be in a decent shape. I don't care about dealing 1 to them. If this had lifelink, yeah, that would be of course different thing. But I'm gonna find my 5th land at some point. And that's going to be glorious. I think here I'm gonna actually just make a food token and play the Minstrosity instead of going for the Greta yet. I'm still going to leave this as a blocker. And I will play this when they are tapped out. If it's ever gonna happen, but I don't wanna risk playing into some kind of open mana. He's gonna give a monster roll token, yep. Trample. Okay, that's a card worth dealing with, but... Okay, now... Are they gonna have a 1 mana trick or not? I don't know because they will have always the Gingerbrute activation up, so... Because now of course it's the actual spot to try to deal with the Party Crasher here. Okay then. Let's try it. I hope they don't have the one mana trick that could mess this up. It gives +2/+2. Come on. They did it. Okay. And now I'm gonna start racing because now I'm gonna deal 2 in here, so I can actually... I have also +6 life in here. +9 when I also play this. Now this is of course gonna cost me mana, but if I need to gain life I can do that. And I'm close to Ashiok. Okay. So the Ginger Brute with this specific token is going to be absolutely fantastic. So now I need to actually try to do some racing, and now I don't currently have a way to get rid of this token here. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna play the Creda here, and well, I'm gonna attack for 3. Play Creda, and I'm gonna make the Minstrosity into a 1/1. I'd rather keep it, you know, this has a 3/2 of course, and make this into a 1/1. And I might still get way to get rid of that. Now I do have 9 life here, like I said, and I have a pretty good board. And they do have to use 1 mana for this thing if they want to make it so that I don't block it. But they do have a lot of mana, a lot of cards, and enough mana to do a bunch of things here. Another Ginger Brute. Okay, that's... Okay, well, activating both of these is of course gonna cost 2 mana. So are they gonna do that? I'm winning this race actually, given that I have the food here available. Okay, so I'm not dying. Okay, well this is just... Oh, what? That's so bad for them. I mean, this is not gonna do anything. They can't make these unblockable. What the... And I get this thing back. That makes no sense. That was worse than, you know, activating these Ginger Brutes there. Wow. Okay. So... this has only a Wicked token, but... it's so tempting to just crack the Candy Trail to hope to get a land. I guess if I don't get that, I can just crack a food token then. I think that's a good plan. Let's try to hit a land, but if it's not a land, then I can still, you know, get a food token. I mean, get life. And yes, I know I can sack a food to draw a card, but I much more rather take a 3 life here. But yeah, I could have played the Spellscorn Coven here, I do realize that, but I just, you know, wanted to hit the land drop. Not necessarily that because I need an Ashiok, but just in general. More hasters. So let's see. It really depends on what they do. If I take only this 3 now, I would go to 8, then I can... Okay, well, that's gonna make it. I'm gonna gain life. I'm gonna do it right away. I go to 9 here now. I do have a 2-turn clock here. And I have a 2/4 blocker for the stuff they have. That requires a second green. It's very hard to find my 5th land. You know, I've drawn 13 spells and 4 lands. No, yeah, exactly that amount. Yeah. But I can't double spell here now, sadly. I can make them discard the final card from their hand, so that is going to be the good move in here. I don't think I need to have mana up for this now. Wow, expel the interlopers. That's actually Well, I don't think it was the best in here, but it could have been nasty. Now I know they can play a 4-2, they can attack with the Gingerbread. Yep, let's do this. So this is now, of course, going to allow me to have some winning plays on the next turn, because of course I can, for example, sacrifice my final food to give someone a +1/+1. So basically this could deal 3 damage in the air. And then they have to block both the Greta and the Minstrosity. Now they do have a Gingerbread which they can tap and sack to draw. Not to draw, but gain 3 life. But if they do that, they actually don't really have a good attack, because I will be blocking the Spear Guard no matter what. If they drew another trick, I'd rather absorb the trick than go to dangerously a low life total. Cooped up. Okay, that's actually pretty good turn, because they can both play this and disable the spells gone coven here. They still have to block both of these, so I mean, if I draw a forest, I will win. I don't win with the swamp. Because of course I have a lethal attack, so I needed only a forest to be able to cast this thing. Now that that's not a possibility, I have basically two things to do in here. I can I guess I can, well, another thing is I can draw a card to hope to find a forest. That's also an option. But if that fails, alright, well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna just trade with the Greta then. I'm gonna play the Ashok now. I don't mind if they block. Or, I mean, actually I just forgot I can play the Scavenger and have mana up for sacking a food. That's also valuable. And then all my creatures are lethal. Then again, Ashok gives me 2 1/1s. And of course, if they don't attack it, I can then get the forest for the next turn. Yeah, this is actually very interesting. I do like the idea of having this with, of course, food available. Okay, I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I was thinking about the Ashok, but nope. Now, previous turn they really drew a perfect draw, allowing them to double spell with the mana, exactly the mana they have available. Deal with the blocker and the attacker, but of course they need to draw another great card now. So if they attack, I will of course. Wow, that's almost, no, that is exactly lethal, because I'm gonna lose. Wow, I mean, no, it's not exactly lethal, because I'm gonna go to 1 here. I'm at 8, yeah, because they had to sack the. They are gonna gain some life though, but this thing has reach. But of course, this is not gonna fly on the next turn. These are almost. Okay, they're gonna go to 7 life, but I have Okay, well, that's crazy. That was a crazy draw. Wow, I mean, amazing. Two top decks back to back, basically, because I was winning in both cases. So they needed to have some specific things. But the problem is now they're at 7. I guess with the forest I still win, because I can kill the Spear Guard and yeah, but I mean, yeah, with the forest I would win. Without the forest I will lose. I have no more food to eat for the Greta, because I can't block the Gingerbread anymore. I don't have hasters. This can draw. I can get a 1-drop with this thing, but is there a 1-drop that can help me? What a rip. I mean, the fact they got 6 life there made this so... I mean, this was just a perfect cheese for the opponent. Amazing perfect cheese. I can get one, but I have only one swamp left, or one forest, depending on which one I... What are my 1 mana? I have a 1 mana trick that untaps and gives +1/+3, but I don't have a life gain for 1. I don't... Because they have a blocker for one of these. If I could remove this, I would win, but I drew a 5th swamp instead of my forest or the crystal grotto, or what's the card. I don't know if I want to show this. No, I don't think it matters though. But what is the black card? I don't have a rat out. I don't have a 1 mana kill spell. I don't have anything. I need 1 life, but I don't get 1 life with anything. And which one is it gonna be? If I'm gonna use this, do I want to leave 1 forest or... I don't have a haster. I would need a haster to block this, but there's no haster in my deck. So I really don't think there is anything. I mean, I guess I can try leaving forest up and see what happens. But this is of course... I mean, the fact they top decked back to back, cooped up, and Archon's Glory, they just won because of that. Yeah, Candy Grapple isn't enough. Okay, well, that's that. Let's try again. Well, it's not a great hand, but at least I'm not missing land drops and I have the potentially lifelinking Paranoid because this is a fairy. Okay, I have now 3 mana play too, so I can go 2, 3, 4 here. That is decent. That's not doing much. Am I gonna... I do like to have the food token, so what I'm doing here is I'm doing this, and I'm now gonna raise because I don't have like an Ashok in my hand, so I need to try to consider some raise options. Because I will have 3 power in the air with this thing having lifelink. Yep, don't give it the young hero roll token. Okay, they deal additional damage there. Minstrosity isn't bad. They'll discard, I'll gain 1 life. Okay, just a land. I wonder if I can... I mean, I do have bargain spells and some ways to add, you know, beneficial roll tokens, so I hope... Oh, come on. Not the 2 for 1 now. So I hope I can, you know, get rid of the cursed roll token. No lifelink now for the Paranoid. I guess I'm not attacking with it then. Let's do this, this, and this. Now I'm top decking, and I can't take the previous game from my head because I mean this is just so much worse hand than I had in there. Of course, I was missing land drops everywhere there, but this is now I have to top deck. In the previous game, I was like constantly having a winning plan, but actually I can block this 1/1 with the 3/2, so I'm gonna attack with this. So it was just the opponent was top decking and they had to draw the stuff. Now they did. Now if this happens now that I have to top deck stuff, and I keep drawing lands now, then that would be horrible. But of course, with this, you know what I see now, they can play a 4-2 and a 3-1 there. And as long as this doesn't have a roll token and it's only a 14 turn clock, I can block this other stuff with the stuff I have here. But let's see, what can they do? They can play those stuff in there and... yep, that is a land. So I'll just attack for 3 in the air, I guess. Sadly, it doesn't have a lifelink. If I had a lifelink, that would be much nicer. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay, well, we'll see what they have then. We will see. Blocks are rather easy here. Here, here, and here, and they are gonna have something, and I will at least make them use their final card from their hand. I get a couple of food tokens here, and I'm not taking more than 2 damage here. Okay, they can gain 5 life just to save the duelist. But they get to scry too. Let's see how they scry, because now they are again top decking to the top. Well, that is scary if I myself draw lands. The food tokens aren't gonna win alone. I need some spells here. Oh, this is gonna give me a surveil and lifelink. Let's not forget about the lifelink. Okay, bye bye. Effectively drawing me a card. I kinda don't want to block with the Dream Thief, actually. Because it allows me to have lifelink here. But am I gonna attack with the Hex Mage? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pump this once and then of course sack a food token. But the question is, can I try to raise? I could, you know, leave these to block 1/1s, 3/1s, but the problem is that they left 2 to top. So maybe they have a removal spell. Okay, with the 3 food tokens I'm gonna do this. I expect them to have a removal like on the Hex Mage, and therefore I'll just do this. And therefore there's no point leaving it to block. Although they might choose to kill the Baron Naughty with removal instead, but let's see, this is the first one they left on top and they wanted to draw first. Cut in on the Ginger Brute or the Duelist, okay. Well, that's a good start for them, for sure. And they went by my lifelinker. So yeah, if I left this to block, I mean, they could have killed the Hex Mage instead, but now I lost my lifelinker. I think here... oh... fine. I'll block here, not the Spear Guard, because it will just spawn another rat here. Okay, let's scry first and then... wow. Then lose a life and... draw a card. Okay, that is at least something good. I'm going to just try to block the Heartflame Duelist with the Hexmate, so there's no point adding counters anywhere. If they kill one of these guys, I can still block with the second one, so... but this is also scry to top. Is that more interaction? If they had like a cut in and another interactive spell on top, it's just crazy. Well, I can block the Heart Flame Duelist, so that's fine. I take a lot of damage here, but I can block the Duelist. It's a good block. Now I have also 9 damage here, 9 life points in here. It's not the end of the world. It's not greatest. I still need to, of course, draw good stuff, but I do think I actually have to draw 1 card here with this ability, because I need to have spells. I can't just turn these into life. But I can't really, I need to leave 2 of them too. Oh, man, how can I not get, I mean, I have all my bargain stuff, all my roll adders are still in the deck here somewhere. Well, I have to block the Spear Guard. So I am going to just do this and leave 2 mana to, or 4 mana to you know, turn these into, at least one of them has to be alive. Maybe I will still consider turning the one into a card, but this is getting ridiculous now. Especially if, now this is not a Scry to top card. If this is another relevant thing, I'm gonna cry. And of course it can just be like a regular creature, but if it's another thing that kills my creature or stuff like that, it's gonna be horrible. If they attack with the Spear Guard, that's horrible. Okay, they don't. Good. Gain some life here now. Any creatures? Don't look at yours. Return Triumphant in there. Okay, well. I mean, I actually again think I have to draw a card now. Because I need more than what I have here to deal with the stuff they have. This is gonna be a 5/3. Okay, Leaping Ambush is going to be good. And speaking of which, speaking of good cards, I can bargain away this Curse Token. This is a 5 mana spell, leaves me mana for the Leaping Ambush because I still have the Crystal Grotto and the activation mana for it. Yes, so now it's time to actually attack with the Greta because I can untap it. And if they block with the Daredevil, I can make it into a 4/6, so that's not gonna matter. This is gonna untap it, so that's why I can do this. I imagine they just take it. Why wouldn't they? And this of course gives me the life too. I'm at 7. So now if they... I mean, of course the 6/6 Trampler is the one that's gonna help me win the game very quickly. So now they need some actual amazing stuff, like another Twisted Field if they have it. Okay, more blockers. So if I attack with the Hexmage, it's only going to be blocked by the Spear Guard, so I don't think it's worth it. I want to leave the Leaping Ambush maybe. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna... Yeah, I think that's still what I'm doing here. This is still gonna cut close. If they go double blocks for the Hamlet Glutton here, I would be also quite satisfied. Okay, they don't. This is what I expected them to do, take the damage, because I think this is their best chance to win. Alright. I guess they finally drew 2 lands back to back, and yeah, the Hamlet Glutton was a huge draw there, but I think I needed to draw something good there. Well, that is the red-white archetype. It can really, you know, with the correct cards, it can really push and threaten you, but I got so much life here. Double Minstrosity, Feed the Cauldron, this thing. Now, I also drew some cards with the Greta, but of course, you know, having access to those food tokens was incredibly important here. I'm on the draw. Ah, with double Creda. I guess the other one is gonna die and the second one is still gonna be good. But I have a lot of 2-mana plays, I mean Candy Crabbles and stuff like that. So let's see, I can find one of them with the... Well, there is one of the Candy Crabbles. Okay, so this is not good, because now I can, you know, hold the ground a little bit. Depending on what I see here. I think I'll take 2 damage. And maybe kill the 3-drop. Or if they don't play a 3-drop, I think I'll just Candy Crabble this guy to be mana. Yeah, that is the one you want to rather kill. Sadly, I drew the Hex Mage. Now, Candy Crabble is one of the ways to get rid of the cursed token, but I can be pretty safely just not blocking. Well, not necessarily now, when it's just gonna trade. I was, you know, thinking about trading with a trick. But I guess it's still fine, because I want to, if I do like draw land, it would be awkward maybe to not add to the board anymore. So let's just keep the board clear here. Okay. So this and Hex Mage. Hex Mage is gonna make itself a small one. I don't think. I don't plan on blocking now. I guess I could have made the Creda a small one because it's the more, you know, the one that is more valuable. Okay, let's do this, see what happens. I hope they don't have +2 damage, but they do. Okay. Because this was, you know, 2 cards I needed to draw with the Creda here. Because again, as you can see, I'm not really in super great shape here. But I need to draw something like a Hamlet Glutton here. I think it's time to double block the Edgewall pack. It has Menace, so I have to lose both of these. They have 2 cards. Is it like a mono-red deck? Seems like it is. Okay, they are out of gas as well. Well, okay. Whoever draws the first relevant thing is gonna be in a better shape, but in the meanwhile they are just eating my life total. Cabbage. Oh, that's a good one because they can eat their extra lands. I think I'm gonna leave like one of these food. Yeah, they're gonna start drawing cards. I need some stuff now. Ugh. Why did they have to have the Krabby Giant? Immediately a cut in as well. Wow. Well, they didn't even need to eat any stuff with the giant. Alright, alright. Well, sometimes it goes to top decking, and now the opponent is clearly in the winning spot here. That was a great top deck, the cut in here. I wonder why they are... I guess they're gonna eat their lands rather than the treasure, because this treasure gives them... you know... a way to use something for bargain. But now this is actually gonna work if I get something from the top 5 that is having more power than 2. I can cast even a Hamlet Glutton because I can make green mana with, yeah, even a Hamlet Glutton I can cast. I can cast any creature. So top 5, give me a creature that has, okay, I mean, not the greatest, but it's still gonna do the job. Because I'm gonna cast it now and at the beginning of combat. Because you only have to have the creature at the beginning of combat. So this is gonna work now. Alright, so I got out of that. And I can even block this thing. It will be a 3/3 now. So as long as they don't draw a removal or a pump spell, I can have a good block in here. They still will have the rat there, but... Okay, more food for me. They get the rat, I get the food. Guess I'm gonna sack one of these. I don't think I haven't really any ways to benefit from the food too much. I have Kretas in here. Okay, well they do draw action. As long as I draw action, it's fine. I didn't. The only thing that benefits from food is the hollow scavenger thing. Okay, they... Well, this is a very similar matchup to the first one. But I need to draw some non-lands here. Why is it so hard? Well, this is gonna help me with that. Scribe. Okay, that's... Well, the 3-2 and both of these are good blockers in here, so... Let's get the... Yeah, the 1-3 can block even that thing, so let's leave the Battle Naughty as the first card in there, and... It's not the greatest, but it is just about enough. Do I have any means to... Well, I guess I don't need this land now, because this has one activation regardless of playing the land or not. Now, did you draw something that kills the Battle Naughty? Because that would be like the theme of the event. Yes, they did. Okay, no, maybe they didn't. They just want to push some damage, because they didn't want to sack the trainee, but they were willing to throw away these rats, which makes, you know, total sense, of course. I will have mana to you know, scratch that, to sack that food token anyway, so I don't... Fine. I don't need to do it right now. If I can get one of my other fairies, which I still have in the deck, that will be fantastic. That's exactly it. So this is gonna happen, and if I leave one more... Yeah, I'm gonna gain 3 and then I leave an activation for the scavenger. That makes sense. Alright, Vermin I'm gonna play it right away, just in case the Battle Naughty is gonna die somehow. Just attack with one of these. Okay, now I think I have kinda stabilized. I'm still gonna leave mana for the scavenger. I think it's gonna be worth it. If they have like a... well, whatever they might have. Okay, they are not drawing gas anymore, so the theme of the event wasn't my opponent's top decking all the time. Now it's gonna be me top decking. Okay, so I can actually start attacking with the scavenger now. They will... Oh, is that relevant though? I think I'll just attack with both of these instead. I mean, they might have a twisted fealty, but I have enough life that I don't have to worry about it. This is now... And I'm gonna sack, by the way, the rat token here. So this is 9 mana. This is gonna cost 5. That leaves me 4. I'm gonna activate one of these guys. One of these guys I'm gonna activate. Gain 3 here. And now I'm gonna play the Glutton, gain another 3. And leave mana for the scavenger, which is generic mana, so it doesn't matter which I'm gonna leave. This also increases the size of the vermin if they have like a ping effect. I think even if they have the twisted fealty now, which is gonna steal one of my creatures, I'm gonna of course survive, because 19 life is a lot. Okay, the Battle Naughty is doing some serious work. Now it did seem like the opponent actually flooded out hard, because they didn't cast anything. Maybe they had like some very situational cards in their hand, but it seems like they were holding mostly land there. Okay. Again with this stuff. Let's keep in mind they have a monstrous rage in there. Defensive stuff. I don't need Grim Search in this matchup either. How about the Beanstalk Worm? Probably not. That is a very good target for a cut-in, so let's not play that. And I'm gonna put at least one of these trackers, and I think I like the Leaping Ambush, but how did I sideboard in the previous one? I think I took the Vermin out. Yeah, the Vermin isn't great in this kind of matchup. So Leaping Ambush and another 2-4. This is fine. Basically the same sideboarding as in the first match. Now, could I have a 2-drop on turn 2? Nope. But another game where I can try if the Ashok does something. The one game where in which I drew it was like a... I didn't draw the mana for it. If I do this now, I can't do the food. This might scry into a 2-drop, but I think it's because this is gonna be my turn 3 play, so I can just get the food right now, I guess. Although I think I could have done it on the... Yeah, maybe it's not optimal. They come... Oh. Well, first of all, I did draw a 2-drop here, but they have a place, but maybe they sideboarded this in, because in the previous game they had a treasure, so if they had a white card in their hand, they were able to cast it. So maybe they did some sideboarding here. Okay, well, they don't have an attack here, that is a huge win for me. Curse of the Werefox will be good on the next turn with the Scavenger. I can't kill the Belligerent now. I could kill this, but it's better to play this 3-2, I think. I will have the Shatter the Oath available anyway. I also don't need to scry now. I don't actually mind drawing. I mean, I guess I don't need a land, but I will wait with the scry now, because I have a place for the next turn regardless. Okay, I'm gonna just do this. Besides, I actually do need a swamp here still. If I mean, the Crystal Grotto can cast these, but it will require a total of 6 lands. Okay, that's gonna trigger this thing, which is gonna boost itself, I believe. It could be the Embered Veteran too, but then I just take 3. Okay, they are... Oh, they're gonna... I mean, I can block this and trade with it. Yeah, I think I will do that. This is fine. Alright, the Hexmage with the Curse of the Werefox. Finally. Finally I get the synergy. So I guess I'm gonna do this, because if I have exactly a swamp on the top of the deck, I'm gonna keep it. If it's a forest, probably not. Even though a 6th forest would actually help to cast these double casters, like I said, but let's do this first. Alright, swamp, thank you. Now I can do this on... It doesn't matter, I guess. Well, which one do I want to have the extra? Do I want this to be a 4-3 or this into a 2-4? I guess I do have the Shatter the Oath, which is gonna potentially give the other one stuff. This as a 4-3 can block the 2-2s, but I think it's... I'm gonna do it actually like this. So I'm going to actually kill the Veteran. This is like slightly more annoying than just the 2-2 guy. So let's fight with this thing. And I'm still gonna leave these guys to block, of course, because I am with the stuff I have here, I can win the long game. I don't wanna risk that. I mean, if I attack with the Naughty, they can, you know, kill my one blocker, and of course then it's just miserable. Okay, so I mean, this is gonna become a 3-3, so let's kill this, go to 10, and now... I guess I could have... Oh, that was a mistake. Ah, sorry, I made actually a huge mistake there. I made a huge mistake. I was autopiloting. I was just thinking that I have a good, strong play for the next turn. Let's kill the thing that's gonna, you know, keep growing. But what I was supposed to do is block the 1-1, have this alive, use the Shatter the Oath to kill the rat token with the Young Hero Roll token, make this into a 4-3, which can block the Shepherd. Perfect. Then, turn after that, Ashok. Well, I mean, I didn't do that, but that was the play. I freaking autopiloted. But this will divert their attacks. If they can kill the Ashok, at least that means my life total will be in a better shape. Okay, so Ashik actually survives. If I jump block here, and why wouldn't I? I can get an extra card. Although I'm gonna need to use the Saturday at some point. I guess I could. Yeah, man, I messed up so badly there. Yeah, there are two options. Either I save Ashok by jump blocking to get a card, or I can make this into a 2-2 by giving it a Wiki token and killing this, and then I can trade here. But then I have no Ashok, I'm just top decking at that point. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep Ashok alive. Yeah, that's nice. Draw a land. So exile one of them, and the other one goes to my hand, right? Other one in my hand. Well, whichever of those I do, I'm gonna lose Ashok, so I'm gonna exile this and kill that thing, but Ashok is gonna die. Yeah, I could have played this so much better, but that was my mistake. Now I just have to, continue the game from this point. It's not over. I can draw like a Hamlet Glutton, of course. But imagine if I didn't draw like if I had a 3-mana spell there, that could have protected the Ashok somehow. It would have been quite nice. I'm gonna gain some life because I have a feeling I need that anyway. Even if I draw a Greta. This leaves me with not enough black mana to actually use the Shatter the Oath here, but oh well. I guess I have blocks on the 2-2 and the 1-1 anyway. But of course if they have a removal, I mean they have had 2 cut-ins. Besotted Knight in there is annoying, but... Oh, they have also another one of these, wow. They have a pretty good deck, but then again they have also drawn 5 lands and then all spells. So there's no block for me that makes this has menace and whatever. Actually I should crack this because I will need the life. But of course, I mean, look at the adventure zone or the exile zone with the adventure spells. That's, I mean, I have. And this is a little too late. I mean, they have no cards in hand. I can do only one of these things. So, Shatter the Oath it is. Ward 1. This has like menace naturally. This has. Now, let me guess. They're gonna draw a land on the next turn, so they can trigger Celebration. And if they draw a spell, they most likely can play, this Ratcatcher. I mean, if it's a white spell, they can still trigger Celebration. So, am I going to kill this Belligerent and take 3? Because I will have, of course, yeah, I think that is what I have to do. Oops, not like this. Because now I will take 3 and I have blocks for the... They might push with an extra 3 by attacking also with the rat token. Because sadly I don't have the mana to pump this guy. So I can't kill the Shepherd. So I'm gonna just do this. Guess I can somehow get life or so. If they leave us hand... No, they have that guy. Well, there's a Greta, which I will be needing here. This is gonna give me a lifelink for the Battle Node though. And mana to pump. I think I need a lifelink, otherwise I will lose the damage here. Yeah. So sadly they had the... I mean, imagine if they played the Besotted Knight instead. Well, you can imagine every kind of stuff. Am I supposed to play the Greta here too? Do I need the pump here? I'm going to 4 life. If they attack. This is potentially a 3-3. So I can block that with my 2-4. Then I can double block the Edgewall pack. But if I leave this as a potential 3-4, then they don't have so good attacks, so I don't think I'm gonna play the Greta now. I will go to 5 life and have a 3-4 blocker. That gains me, 3 life. That's why I'm at 5. And this is all, of course, playing so that they don't draw any instant combat tricks removal. I lose to those things. This means I might have to jump block, but well, I don't have to jump block now because... Alright, so they're gonna... Yeah, well, I mean, my hands are... I mean, I lose the Coven, which means I lose the lifelink, but it's something that has to happen. I can still draw another fairy. I will pump this, of course, because that allows me to gain the extra life here. Okay, so they had... well, I guess they didn't... This becoming celebration wasn't gonna matter. Now... I don't have a life gain here. So they don't have menace creature anymore. So if I block a 3-3 and a 3-3, I will not die. I'm thinking about, giving a counter with this thing, but I don't think it matters. I will trade the Greta here. It's fine. I'll play this so I can pump the Baronodi and eat my food. And if they don't attack at all, I have the option to eat the food to draw a card instead. Because I do need to draw more cards in order to win this game. Of course, I can't beat this board without having more spells, relevant spells. But there's no Ashiok anymore. Okay, 1-1 menace. That's gonna be hard to block. Don't think they're gonna attack. So I do think also that I need to now actually draw a card because I need spells. That's what I need. I go to 4, so I mean if I draw 2 lands, then it's just lost game, but well, there's already something that helps me. Of course, I couldn't draw 2 spells, that would have been too much, but yeah, I don't think if they go with all-in attack, I will in that case lose, or would I? I guess I'll see very soon. Especially if they drew a spell that matters on this turn. Well, that doesn't matter this turn. Okay, so no point candy grabbing. I have enough mana for that. Okay, there is one of the ways to gain lifelink again. Yep, food tokens are very welcome here. I'm gonna play this for sure. And well, I could attack for 2. I'm not gonna attack. I need this as a blocker, but it is gonna gain me life now. I'm in the Baronodi. I need to use the Candy Grapple as a combat trick counter. I could, start attacking by killing the Twin Veil Guide with the Fairy Dream Thief. I don't know if I'm gonna attack with the Baronodi. Now, starting to gain some life would be relevant, but... So let's say if I kill this and start attacking. Can't say I'm a big fan of that play, though. I think I need to wait at least until their next turn. But I might end of turn Candy Grapple this guide, and start attacking with the Baronodi. I can activate it twice right now. Okay, they're gonna make that into a 4-4. Well, let's first make them commit to the attack, because that of course is going to be relevant. I can respond to the trigger. I don't want to lose my wicked token, so if I want to use the Candy Grapple, it's going to be of course without bargain. But if they just attack with the Besotted Knight, well, it's not great. I guess they can just attack with that. It wouldn't be the worst attack for them. They don't have to risk anything else. Now the question is, am I going to like kill it? Because I would lose 2 creatures or the Battle Naughty, neither of which I want to do. I'm jump blocking with the Minstrosity and the Fairy Dream Thief. Wouldn't be bad if that didn't mean that I also lose my life gain ability. Yeah, I think it's kinda nasty, so I'm gonna do this. There's some weird lag here going on. That's very laggy actually. I have to be careful about not, you know, losing my time. It's 12 minutes only left here, so I need to. Oh man. I guess that means I have 3 activations for the Battle Naughty. But I have no longer the Candy Grapple safety here. I mean, it's gonna end up so that they're gonna find a kill spell on the Battle Naughty. Now I can attack and gain 5 life, but then they have a counter attack, which is not great for me. Okay, well that changes things. I'm going to maybe start attacking now. So if I go now to, you know, 9, I can make some blocks here so that I don't die. Because I don't mind losing the Creda now, of course. Man, this lag is gonna kill me with the, you know, the amount of time I have left here. It is gonna kill me. Now if you, just to make sure this thing is legendary, so I can't play 2 of them. So I kind of want to I want to encourage them to attack. This lag is horrible. I might actually lose, because this is the game 2. If I lose this with this lag, I might actually have problems. So that's also why I'm gonna start attacking, because I'd rather lose by them getting a win somehow by drawing the necessary cards, compared to me running out of time altogether. Okay, doesn't touch the tower on that. Do I have to block with the... so this is 2 for... This is 7 damage, I'm not dying. They can actually crack this, but I mean, so what? Yeah, this is fine. If they don't get the +2 damage now, it's gonna be great. Are they gonna sack the elemental? They can sack it for 1 extra. Okay, they're gonna wait for more. Makes sense though. Spiteful Hexmage. Now this is the good spot where I can actually use it so that it's gonna be giving Dream Thief the token, and then I will just do this right away just to save some time here, and now I can attack with the Battle Naughty. Could even give it actually an extra counter. I can pump it once, so I'm pumping it once. I just do this to make it a bit faster, because I am in, you know, really. I'm gonna give it a counter, so that I can still crack the other food token for 3 life. I'm of course going to 6 now, so I can block the trainee with the Creda, and I can. Well, I don't actually intend to block with the Dream Thief, so let's go and attack for 5 total. Come on, this lag is horrible. I already clicked that, so this should be fine. I'm gonna be at 6 and effectively at 9 thanks to the 1 more food token here. Okay, now it's their turn to get something good here, but of course my hands are pretty tight here. These are the blocks I'm gonna make here. And before damage, I'm just gonna gain the life. I'm not gonna go to 3 so that they can respond. Okay, they have a trick there. Alright, monstrous rage, that's fair. And I still have my life linking attackers. I'm gonna get some trample damage too, and the elemental is gonna potentially do something. You know, they can get 2 new cards with it if they want to. It is Hamlet, Glutton, and okay, they can. Is this power or toughness? Power. Okay, so this is only this is the turn they have to do it. So they can't. They can play the crappy giant, and that's it. And this is good. They have 1 more card. It's not gonna do anything. Untap target creature. They can untap a target creature. It does untap. Okay, they didn't do that. This is now 11 mana, but it's not gonna be enough to do this more than 3 times. So I'm gonna get 6 life here. This has reach, so of course I'm not gonna attack with the Dream Thief here. But I mean, I can get enough life so that I don't die. I have a 2-turn clock now. Come on, attack. Yeah, this seems to... I mean, I have to be very careful about the auto-tapper, but it seemed to tap 2 forest. This is so laggy that I have to be incredibly fast here. This lag is gonna kill me. If I lose this game, I won't be... I don't know what this lag is suddenly all about. But if they draw land, they can't. But they still have jump blocks available. I'm gonna play this because if I draw yet another land, that means I can activate this 4 times. Okay, they drew a spell immediately. No, they are gonna draw the card. That's what they're gonna do here. Another one. They can actually double block the Baron Nodi, but I will get to kill both of their things. But I will lose my Baron Nodi in that case. Maybe I will just draw a Hamlet Glutton and win with that, but... Okay. They can attack. Oh, they attack with everything, so I basically lose now if... I mean, this is 9 damage. I'm gonna jump here because I do believe that... because I have a lethal attack now, so... It's more likely that I die to some kind of extra damage effect. Now they need to... Okay, another Baron Node is actually quite decent, but... Let's see if this is gonna be lethal. Okay, so that was good. They could have just left this Twin Veil Guide to block there, for instance. But they were kind of bored somehow. Because of course I had an easy win here if they make that attack and have no way to deal with the node. But yeah, these were pretty relevant. And I need to play faster in the next and final match if the lag persists. Okay, so this happened. I wonder if this is something nasty. I hope the outcome was, you know, applied so that I'm actually at 2-0, but I will see, I guess. Okay, I'm back now. The arena servers were down for a moment, but I am back now after a couple of hours, and my match 2 win did register, so only 1 match remaining, and the result shows the correct amount of wins here. So let's go to the final match. Okay, this is a fine hand. If I need to, I can play this Greda on turn 4 thanks to the Crystal Grotto. And of course the Scrying here should allow me to get a forest. But let's play the Hex Mage now as a 1-1 and try to find a way to get rid of the roll token. So I have actually a couple of Scries now. Hey, they have a Hex Mage too. Well, there's a way to get rid of the token, but I'm not sure. I mean, it feels like maybe a waste to play the Grotto on this turn. I mean, I guess if I can play it if I scryed both to bottom. So let's play the Candy Trail now. Thing is, if I see a card I want to leave on top, then playing the Candy Trail with Scry 2 seems like a waste. So I'm gonna play this and then decide between a Swamp and a Crystal Grotto. Huh. These are actually fine draws here for the next couple of turns. I can have a turn 3 Baron Nodi. Then... Okay, well, I'm gonna keep those on both top. And I'm offering the trade here. I don't actually care if they trade here or not. I mean, if I had like a next turn with a way to get rid of the cursed roll token, yeah, then it would be a different story, but I don't, so this is fine. Dream Thief, alright. With an Evolving Wilds there. Oh, they will surveil first. I think that's a mistake, because if they see something they want to draw, they can't actually crack the Evolving Wilds. They should have cracked the Wilds first. So let's see what happens here. Okay, they left that thing on top of the deck, so are they actually not gonna, I mean, crack that thing? Now I know that the Baron Node is on top of the deck, so let's not play the Crystal Grotto yet. I mean, they're actually gonna have only access to 2 mana on the next turn if they don't crack, and if they crack it, they actually lose their surveil. Okay. Black and white. I have a couple of options on the next turn. I can play the Grotto and crack this, and then play the Baron Node. But I also can just play the Greta here. I think I like them. Let's do this first, actually, because I'm gonna play the land regardless. Vermin, huh? It's not a bad card. I think now that there's a Vermin in there, I'm going to keep it on top, play the Baron Node, and then crack the Candy Trail. Get some life here. Okay, so they actually, you know, maybe splashing for the white here because they had the forest. Okay, the Sir Armont is gonna give a counter, a monster roll token on someone, and that's fine. And I can use the Shatter the Oath to deal with the Sir Armont. Hopefully on the next turn, because I will draw the card now, and then of course I will have another fresh card in the draw step, which could be a land. It's not a land. Well, am I gonna play the Vermin or the Creda here? I think I'd just play the Vermin for now here. Because when I have it on the battlefield, then if I start losing some creatures, this will get some counters. So this is fine. So this is of course a 3/3 because the Sir Armont says that every enchanted creature get +1/+1, so the monster roll token applies. And this boost applies for a total of +2/+2. 3 cards left in there, let's see. Right, I actually don't mind them enhancing this unless they have a royal treatment or something else in their hand that will save the card. Well, I could take 6 here, not a big deal. And they can't really attack with the Dream Thief because I would be getting some life back. Yeah, I do need to draw land for the Shatter the Oath, but let's see if that's gonna happen or not. More Baron Naughties. Fine. Okay, well, kind of awkward, but let's play this thing now. Then I guess I can on the next turn then, you know, use the Curse of the Werewolves with the Greta, at least, you know, kill maybe the Dream Thief or something. But we'll see if they can do something to my Greta first. Okay, that's shattered. So now this thing is a 4-5. Yeah. Okay, this Amont is going to start to being a little bit awkward, but it's actually fine if they attack with the Witch, assuming they have nothing but one black. You know, they could have the thing that returns a creature, because I can triple block the Witch now. And they actually can only kill one of them, because 1-3, 1-3 and 3-2 deal 5 damage, but 4 damage can only kill one of them. So I don't think they're gonna attack with the Witch unless they do have the 1 mana trick of some kind. Okay, they don't. So I have to go to 12 now. Hopefully I can actually just shatter the oath now. Well, I'm not jumping, so that's that. And here we go. Come on, land. No, it's not working. How many turns I have had the opportunity to draw a 5th land? I have to do the creamy search. I'm gonna maybe even kill the rat for that. Yep. I'm doing it main phase. Bargain. I don't need the 1-1 for anything. I get to increase the size of the vermin. There's still no forest, but there is a... Okay, it's tempting to get the Coven too, but I could play a Monstrosity. If I don't take a land, I can't do anything this turn. I suppose I can play the Battle Node. I don't need the Monstrosity, although the Monstrosity is a good blocker here. Well, land is gonna happen for sure. I want to have the 5th land, and I want to play a 2-drop this turn. Now, Coven or the Monstrosity. Coven is going to be... Okay, I'm taking the Coven. Yep. At least my Baronotis will have a lifelink quite easily, because I will have 4 total of fairies in here, but I'm going to quite a low life total. I guess I could, you know, have a massive block on the Zero Amont. Okay, they don't attack with that, which means that I'm gonna trade with the Vermin here, which is fine to me. I know I will block, of course, everything with everything here. That's gonna gain me 3 life. So let's do this. I don't think there's a Death Touch trick. Hopefully not. We'll see what happens. I assume they're gonna trade with just Vermin. If they don't have a trick. Okay, that's totally fine for me. Gaining 3 life, getting rid of this Witch. It's not bad, and now I know I can get rid of the Ammo, and my life gain shenanigans shall start. Okay, Bramble Familiar getting... that's annoying. Found Spectral. Well, I'm not killing the Sir Amont anymore. Man, I would also like to play the Coven because they have 1 card in hand. But if I let this untap, they can fight someone for free. Okay then. It is really annoying. But I don't really see... It's just a free kill if I let it leave. Well, maybe they will still... have something to discard later on. And I guess I have the blue mana with the Crystal Grotto too. Alright, am I attacking with 2-4 to gain 2 life? I think I can. I'm not gonna block the Sir Amont, so let's do this. They can block with the Dream Thief, but that doesn't matter. I get to gain the 2 life now. Going to 14, then I take 6 here. Well, it's just what it's gonna be. So they milled 7 cards. Let's check what there was. There was a Hopeless Nightmare, Hamlet Glutton. Yeah, some lands. Okay, take this 6 here. And are they gonna empty their hand or not? Okay, they are not going to empty their hand. Could have the Coven up now that I started drawing the lands here. Curse of the Werefox allows me to deal with the Dream Thief. Not that I'm too happy about it necessarily. I might even, kill this thing because they might return it back to their hand. I guess they don't necessarily want to mill 7. Well, maybe they can mill 7 once more. This would actually, yeah, this requires green, so I can't use the Coven and this, even though I have enough mana for that, but I have only one land that can produce me green or blue. I mean, killing this doesn't seem so great because they get to exile and draw a card. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Bramble Familiar here. So let's do this, let's do this. And actually I was supposed to maybe pump this guy. Although I'm not gonna attack with it because it, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna pump it. Because I get life here, but now I'm not gonna attack into the Dream Thief. But what I am gonna do here is I'm gonna attack with this Baron Naughty that I can make into a 3/4, so they don't have a good block now. Okay, I guess they have a trick of some kind. Oh no. Yeah, the Baron Naughty is gaining life. Is quite nice now, but I never got to get rid of the Sir Armand here. I mean, I can actually raise in this situation, but they still have 3 cards in their hand, so I'm a little bit concerned. Yeah, they got the tempo, still no mana. They got the tempo boost there a bit earlier. Well, I have basically no interest in doing anything else than I take 12, but I get some life here, so it's not great, but whatever. So I mean, I'm going to 11 now. Am I going to? Yeah, I guess I can't beat the Hamlet Glutton now. I can pump twice and eat my food token, so there is that. But I mean, this is not the way to win. Yeah, they had too many threats. They had too many threats, the Fonspain Troll, the Sir Armand, now the Hamlet Glutton. And this all the time being a 3/3 instead of 1/1 thanks to the Sir Armand here, so... So yeah, I would need to draw... I got my Shatter the Oath. I don't think I can even deal with the Hamlet Glutton, and there's not really jump blocking it either. It has trample, I can jump block the Sir Armand, but that's not... Okay, yeah. So that's gonna be an 8/8 now. If the 1/1 attacks, it's not... Yeah, it's exactly... Yeah, they can attack with the 1/1 because I can go to 16 and then I can go to 17. But this is actually 17 that they're gonna deal here now. So I need to jump here. This is the best jump I have here. Now this is of course just me not winning here because that's too much stuff they have. Beanstalk Worm is really not enough, and this I can deal only 6 to them. So okay. Yeah, the 5th land was... I mean, I could have just done some attacks a lot earlier. So I basically gave them time to do their fetch quest, which they could use to get the Fonspain Troll, and then I had to kill that, but then the Sir Armand was already too tough to deal with. I'm gonna actually play now that they have the Troll which fights. I feel I should maybe play, and also against the 6/6. Titanic Growth is the kind of card that can deal with those those big things. Also wouldn't maybe mind the beanstalk worm, but what is the cut here? That's more interesting question. Maybe the vermin will be cut here. Here I do think I will play the Grim Search. It's quite fine. I want to play the early stuff here. The flyers as well. My own Glutton. Yeah, maybe not double Titanic Growth, but one is okay. I do have the Candy Crabbles, which can also deal with the big things, but just couldn't really draw that stuff there. All right, let's go. Well, it's definitely not great, but I guess I can play a turn 2 play and then have one of the removal spells which can deal with if they have like a Bramble Familiar. Okay, I can play this and use it on the next turn if nothing else. Well, the land is not necessary, but let's see what I can draw. Scavenger, Satyr the Oath. I don't know about the Scavenger actually. It's actually decent with the Curse of the Werewolves. I can kill quite big things, and at least I can guarantee drawing 2 spells. Next turn I can even play the Bakery Raid and play this creature, so it's kind of a good turn 4 play. Alright, let's keep them both. I will draw one of them with Candy Trail and then the second one in my next draw step. Okay, they have no place yet. Which means they have a lot of expensive plays, which I guess I can get rid of one of them with Shatter the Oath. If they'll play one big thing, I'm actually threatening their life total quite nicely here already. There's gonna be something now. Could be just removal, of course. Okay, I discard 2 cards. Well, I can discard 2 swamps. I think it's better to save the removal. Okay, especially now. That is nice. Alright, so do I want to use the food? It's quite good with the Curse of the Werewolves, but I mean they might kill this thing and it's pretty good value for the food to use it like this now. Okay, I'm gonna actually do it. Because I have the Shatter the Oath in here. I wanna make sure I can deal the extra 2 here while I still can. Maybe if they have more discard effects I should keep the swamp in my hand to have the option to discard that. But of course, I mean, they have to do something. Oh, the Feed the Cauldron is the perfect draw here. Because that actually is gonna... They can go to 9. Well, actually I would have been able to deal 8 only. Because this will give me a food token. This is 8 only, but I mean, then they would be at 1 and... I still have the Shatter the Oath. And the Curse here. Alright, so they had a very clumsy start. They had basically their first play was on turn 4 Ariates Whisper. Okay, I will keep that in mind that they have it. I don't think it's gonna change really anything. I have the one Grim Search in here. Yeah, I think this is fine. Could I maybe play like one Ashiok so that it's gonna do something? Because the couple of times I had Ashiok available, they were in games where I was like struggling one way or the other. Ashiok really couldn't dominate the game. Alright, well this is something that I'm really happy to have here. I just need to draw some lands, but there's the Rowan's Grim Search, which allows me to draw lands. I can sack the Cursed token here. Well, there's the Ashiok. Okay, they again don't have a 2-drop. So I can use this food token to play this at 5 mana, and I can use the Grim Search to get rid of the Cursed token here. Alright, they're gonna get land and a 1-1. Alright, well, This is an instant, right? Yep, so I can attack into that 1/1, which they probably will block. And now I can... Okay. Yep. Bargain this away. Lands are needed, so I can... Up to 2 of them will be put into the top of my library. Well, Swamp. I don't know about the Feed the Cauldron though. I guess the Hexmage also gives me a... You know, another roll token that I can eat with the Hamlet Glutton. I like the cheap card because I also can think about what's my next turn's play. It's probably the Scavenger and the Hexmage and the land here. Yeah, let's not... This Feed the Cauldron doesn't deal with the big stuff I saw. Yeah, I think I'll take the 1-mana Hexmage rather than the 4-mana flyer. I do need my second forest, but of course I saw no forests there. You can actually you don't have to put actually anything on the top. I could have taken just the land, but I wanted to have the Hexmage. I assume I'm gonna get a forest at some point. So they have now... Okay, more lands. Well, I mean, if I would get time to get Ashiok going, that's nice. That's not a bad draw, by the way. Okay, they have that, sure. I'm gonna make this into 1-1. Let's have the 3-2 as untapped. Yeah, I don't care about the assassin. But I do care about dropping a land. Now, okay, the one thing about the assassin is that it, of course, is a very decent way to deal with the Ashiok here. Now, my Titanic Growth, I was supposed to, you know, have it in a situation like this, but sadly, they were able to play the troll on the same turn as use the ability. Now they can of course get more orders on this thing, so I have to be careful about that. That's the reason why I would want to play the Creda here. And yes, I didn't draw the 5th land, of course, but I'm gonna play this and have Titanic Growth, because it will be a kind of a slight blowout if they like give another order to this thing, and then they try to fight, and then I can respond with a Titanic Growth. So let's hope that's what's gonna happen. Yes. Now let's see if they're gonna go for it. It's slightly risky, but... Because it's a fight, of course, not a bite. It will be a 4/4 fighting one of my creatures, which is going to get +4/+4. So the troll is gonna die if they don't have any 1-mana action on that. Okay, my plan worked unless they have the 1-mana trick. Okay, this is great. Bye bye troll. My sideboard plan in action. And now, if I draw now a forest, that would be nice. I kinda don't want to play Ashiok as long as the assassin is here. I guess I'll just play the Coven. They make them discard a card and have a blocker on the assassin. Okay, Hexmage there. Okay, sure. Well, I can attack here. I'm pretty sure that it will just make trades happen, but the trades are fine here. This is just kind of funny that I'm look at this. I have like a Again, 4 lands with the Ashok in my hand. Anyway, I'm still having good plays here, so I don't mind it too much. But they might have their Hamlet Glutton here, eating the cursed token here. They discarded just the land here. And in that case, I will need my own Glutton. Or just removal also would work. But I can play still a Greta and have a backup Greta too. But, well, even a Swamp now would of course be decent because I have a... Okay, they exile that, sure. Now the Assassin is only 1-1 now, so... Deals only 1 in the air, unless they have a way to remove this on this turn. Okay, they don't. So I'll take 3 from that guy, and this is just ridiculous, but okay. Fine. They scryed 2 to top. That's nasty. And if I'm gonna lose here with 4 lands again for so many turns, I mean the Beanstalk Worm is good in the if the game goes very long, but I just would have preferred a land, even just this Swamp here. Okay, now they got rid of that thing. So now I am... Well, this thing has reach though, but... Well... I mean, if I draw a forest, the Hamlet Glutton would be quite nice. Yeah, I'm gonna block the Hexmates, of course, because I have another Greta here. Okay, they are not gonna gamble on that. Are they gonna play the Witch or something else? Okay, they were pretty specific about the not having the forest, so okay, that's the reason. Well, there's a land, not a forest though, which I needed for the Glutton here. Oh, so how are the blocks gonna go here? Yeah, I can't actually bargain away this Cursed Troll token. This is so ridiculous again. Okay. I'm pretty sure I need to actually use my treasures, not treasures, my food to gain life. Because I mean, I could play the Beanstalk Worm, of course, but I think they're gonna block the Greta here. And then I will play my own Greta and gain life. Well, I don't know. Let's see what they do. I'm going to attack here with both. So I guess they have 1 card in their hand, so if they don't have a kill on the Beanstalk Worm... I could plus Ashiok here actually. They can't even kill it. That's not a bad idea. That would potentially give me an answer to this thing. If they attack on Ashiok, I'm actually happy about that too. Well, I'm actually gonna plus it. Yep. Exile 1 of them and put the other in my hand. Okay. Okay, Curse of the Werewolves. Well, that's going to be good, but so is the Grotto actually. Both of them are good. Well, I'm gonna get a green land. Green producing land at some point. I'm gonna take the removal. No, I mean, it's fine. Land is actually fine, but I was supposed to take the... I wanted to take the Curse of the Werewolves, but this is still fine because this allows me to cast the Hamlet Glutton by bargaining. So let's see if they wanna go put me down to 4 or Asek down to 2. Of course, they might have a way to put me down to 0, in which case it's an easy decision, but nope, they don't. So I basically gained 4 life already. Now I can play a reach creature that is gonna block the assassin. They have the scavenger and another... Okay, Surveil there. Yeah. Okay, Baronari is not bad. Here I can take 2 tokens, but now I'm gonna make them attack into Ashiok once more. So now I will exile the card I won't be keeping. Okay, these are both good now. I will have 6 mana. I could have do 2 Battle Naughties. And then like... Well, 2 Battle Naughties doesn't sound too bad. I can even just jump block this Scavenger here. But the Feral Encounter is not going to... I don't have the green mana to do that. I can cast it with Grotto, but then I don't have enough of a... Yeah, I'm gonna exile the Feral Encounter, sadly, but that's what happens. Forest now. Okay, I think Forest is gonna be good. I need the green mana. So I could play both Battle Naughties, which can double block here. I can jump block the Scavenger, and then I can sack a food for life. And this way I can also protect Ashiok most likely. Well, they might have removal for my stuff, but that will change things, of course, if they can kill. Well, I mean, we'll see how they deal with the Ashiok here. Because if they kill one Battle Node, they still would have to attack Ashiok with multiple things. Okay, that happens. So much for the double blocking idea. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. They have to attack with both on the Ashiok. So I don't have to, of course, do any kind of blocks now because I can't kill any of those. I don't have the mana to pump the Battle Node. So Ashiok did something. I mean, of course I can jump at them both, but that is not... that's not the play. I'm gonna sack one of these foods. I have enough of them anyway. And I can now continue the race against them by doing what exactly? I think there's only one spell I can play, and it will be the Hamlet Glutton eating away this cursed token. Yeah, then with the 2 mana I can't do anything. If I play this 5... No, it's the same thing. So I just play this. Bargain, eat this, and they don't have a lot of life, so they do have to... And I have a lot of life, so they don't have a good block on. They can jump block or go down to 5, but they do have 1 food, of course, there. If they attack with the Scavenger and the Assassin, I think I will take it, because they can make this into a 6-5 and trade with the Glutton. Okay, that's not too scary, because I can, gain 3 life here, so I don't think they're gonna attack with the Scavenger. I think I'm still going to gain life once here. Okay, well now I get the forests. So the Battle Node trades with the Stingblade Assassin. Hamlet Glutton trades with this thing. I know I can give it a counter, but it doesn't even matter if I play Greta. I could make this into an 8-8. I guess in that case... No, actually this having 7 power is enough for... Because then this is not alone enough to kill it. And then this has 5. Okay, so let's actually think about it. If I give it this 1+1+1 counter, then they have to use 2 blockers there. Although that prevents me from using the Beanstalk Worm this time, it would be quite useful to do that as well. Then again, I can use these to draw cards. Fine, I guess. Alright, alright. I think I'm gonna do it like this. And yes, now I know that the Baron Node gets blocked. I need to use mana to get rid of, to pump it, but I mean I can still use one of the food tokens to draw a card. And they are top decking now. I guess the Ashok gave me the time I needed. Because I was at fairly low life total, but I gained, of course, a lot of life there. I still have 2 candy crabbles, don't I? Okay, they have a curse they can deal with. I mean, they actually lose the... Yeah, that's not so great. They will lose the creature anyway, so this is actually fantastic. I mean, they just 2 for 1 themselves. I guess the card doesn't do anything else, so that's the best they can do, but it's not great for them at all. I have this 5/4 at least, even though I'm flooding out now a little bit. They can draw a card from the Dream Thief, but it will cost them a life point. But then again, they can have this. Sure. I don't care if they have their discard stuff now. So they need to have something good here. I am winning through that one food token. That's not quite good enough here. They can trade with the Hex Mage, but they can't deal with the... Did they draw 2 spells? Yes, they did. Okay, well they can now kill the worm. And they have exactly enough mana that... Yeah, they can just crack one of these food tokens, but I got the Minstrosity. So they again, they drew 2 spells back to back. And what's gonna happen is they're gonna still be at 3 life after all is said and done. And I have a 2... I mean, they can still use this witch to trade, obviously, with one of these guys, which would be the Hex Mage. But let's see if they drew a 3rd spell in a row. I hope they find a few lands there, so that... Okay, good. So now it's quite easy. Okay, well this is now game over because they do have the +3 life, but it was time for me to find one of my 2 candy crabbles here. Alright, how many lands there were left? Was there any of them in here? 10. Yeah, I guess there were still a lot of lands left there. Yeah, I drew a lot of spells, but yeah, I was stuck at 4 lands for a few turns. Anyhow, yeah, I like the play with the Titanic Growth, especially because I had on that turn them when I had 4 mana available. I could have played like a 3-drop, but I played the Minstrosity and saved up Titanic Growth mana, and I got really a good payoff for that reason. Okay, that was the event there. Okay, so the Ashok I would say was the most useful one in the last game. I kinda only got 2 cards from it, which is still fine, but I bought a lot of time. The opponent had to use a lot of attacks to deal with it. So I think they attacked into it first with a like 4 power, and then on the next turn they attacked into it with 8 power, if I recall correctly. So basically Ashok gave me 12 life points and 2 cards. It's a decent deal with 5 mana. I had 2 Kretas, but I was using my food for not that much for the +1/+1 counters, but drawing cards, and of course just gaining life is good. But yeah, the Battle Notice was, I think these were like the main things here that helped me, gain life in the situations where I was falling behind. Yeah, I really like these as a 2-drop. They are still better, of course, in blue-black, because here I have like a 5 fairies total. In blue-black you can have easily like 10 fairies to make team have lifelink more reliably. So the mana curve isn't like optimal, but the deck had decent removal and still good powerful cards, and I was able to dig from the holes I sometimes had to go to. And of course, what can I say? 3 match wins is the best you can have. So I'm pretty happy that after a few of a bad, drafts that went that successful, I got to do this 3-0 thing again. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you hopefully in a couple of days. Bye bye.